John, with Jalen Hurts. So,
it's weird.
The Eagles had a spectacular game on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Best of the year, would you say?
Spectacular. Both sides of the
I'd
ball.
Say best of the year.
Right, we talked about the one blemish was the Braden Mann punt. That's it.
Yeah.
Man's men.
Men.
That's the one blemish from the game on Sunday was a botched punt by Braden Mann. But other than that, the game was pretty much perfect, except for the fumbles. You got to get rid of those fumbles.
Well,
T.J. Watt made a hell of a play on Jalen Hurts.
And Jalen's hand, we find out with the finger,
was broken.
So he's got that
reasons behind it. And obviously Cooper DeJean can't fumble, but you feel comfortable with Covey coming back, or if DeJean were to continue returning punts.
I don't feel comfortable with that, but
you feel comfortable with him.
I don't want him
fumbling.
getting hit. Yeah, exactly.
I don't expect him to fumble again. So the Eagles had a spectacular game, and unfortunately. And this is where I do get the hatred toward media members sometimes. Unfortunately, people still need to find ways to click.
Yes.
And the most recent weird click was from Dominique Foxworth, who I think does a great job for ESPN.
I do too, and I got to know him 1 year of his career.
Okay.
And he was a bright guy. I always knew he would end up doing something like this.
And so earlier this week, it got to the point where instead of breaking down Jalen Hurts' play, in which he was spectacular on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he breaks down how he looks and acts at his press conference after the game. Now, full disclosure, Monday morning when we did the show, we did take a few minutes to rip both Jalen and A.J. Brown for doing the whole, is that what you wanted to see?
Yeah.
That we did that to try to tell you guys to shut up. And it was like, come on, you guys started this.
No, we didn't do it.
Can we not do this?
How about stop running your mouths?
Yeah, you guys.
There's nothing to talk about.
You guys started this, so we don't have to do that. But that was like a 2-minute conversation that we had.
And to the victor goes the spoils. Have a little fun.
Right, exactly. And if you remember, I think Jalen is a top 10 quarterback. I think he's back half of a top 10 quarterback.
We both said around 8.
I believe that the winning streak was because they started going with the run-first offense, but Jalen was still playing spectacular game manager quarterback. I did not want him to drop back 30 times. I did not think that was the strength of the football team. I was shown on Sunday that they can still do that they can win a game where Jalen Hurts is dropping back 30 times and utilizing his weapons in A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. So I was proven wrong, and you know what? I talked about it, admitted it,
and you were glad to be proven wrong.
Glad to be proven wrong because this benefits the Eagles. It shows that the Eagles are more than just a one-trick pony when it comes to this offense. So why can't that be the norm for people?
Because of the fact if you have a talking point and you are and I'm not using the term, I'm trying not to use the term derisively. If you are a talking head, if your job every day is to do something like we do,
yes,
there are many who will not move off of a position that they have held because they feel that attacks their credibility. I've worked with guys in this business that do what we do for a living, that are obsessed with that I don't want my credibility to be questioned.
Right.
Dude, what we do for a living is not that important. We're not curing cancer. We're not splitting the atom. And more importantly, we don't know half as much as the people who are doing the job that we're talking about.
I'll says to you.
I'm a
football guy.
And the guys that think that they do are morons.
Oh.
They're morons.
Wow,
it is. I'm just going to tell you.
On my birthday.
It's ridiculous. I think that's what it is, though, Andrew. I think that people, if you had a position on a guy like Jalen Hurts, and this is what you thought he was, you're not going to move off that position, and you're going to hope. There's so many that get dug in going, oh, man, prove me right. Prove me right. Come on, prove me right. Throw 2 interceptions today.
Right.
Prove me right.
There are people that root for it. You're right.
Because, but those who are attached to a team rarely do root for it. Right. And I don't believe there's anybody. I had some jabroni the other day going like, oh, yeah, well, we're real Eagles fans because we're rooting for the team.
Only positive,
like, look, dude, you can put on your pom-poms and your cheerleader skirt if you want. That's not the job that I have on a daily basis.
And there's no one definition of fandom.
Correct.
Okay, like my dad is a diehard Eagles fan who literally I swear if he did bleed, he would bleed green. The second there's one bad play, he talks about how a guy sucks and how he should be cut from the team. You know what I mean?
I'll be watching Sunday with my daughter, who turns 21 today. Happy birthday, Liv.
Yes.
And I will absolutely know within the first incompletion, if the Commanders go up 7-0, that it will be, oh, boy, here we go. See this team, Dad.
There are people
I'll be
like
they
that.
won 10 in a row.
But she loves the Eagles.
Yes. Oh, obsessed.
Right.
No, she's obsessed. For a young lady, she's obsessed with them. It's amazing.
So the conversation with Jalen Hurts this week just got weird.
It did.
Dominique Foxworth, again, to bring him up, he was ripping him for how he looked.
Well, was he ripping him? Or was he, do you consider it a rip?
Maybe not a rip, but he was, making jokes. Like, oh, man, you're walking around like you threw for 400 yards, you threw for 290.
Well,
there was another former player that was doing that as well.
Well, the smarmy nature of the way he handled the press conference, I'm telling you this. If a former player calls him out for it, I think that holds some weight compared to us talking about it.
Now, he didn't react to what Jalen said at the beginning. He reacted to his outfit and the ice.
Well, the ice was beautiful, but I could think of better things to do with my money, but every man gets to decide what they want to do with their own money.
You don't have $250 million to mess around with.
I promise you wouldn't see the luggage tag. You wouldn't. But guess what? It's whatever he wants to do. And more importantly, there used to be a day back, and I wrote it down this morning. You guys weren't alive for it. Randall Cunningham showed up at training camp when everybody in the Eagles fan base was trying to get Randall to be a pocket passer. He showed up at training camp, and he was wearing a hat that he had made for himself. Let me be me. And I wish that Pastor Cunningham, out in Las Vegas, Pastor Cunningham would send that hat to Jalen Hurts, because it's one of the traits I said I admire in Andrew. We were talking about something this morning. I think there is you have strength in your convictions. And Jalen Hurts, I think, is extremely comfortable in his own skin. And he shouldn't give a flip what you or I say, what anyone else says. And I truly believe he doesn't care. I believe he doesn't care. Now, he's got rabbit ears.
Oh, he definitely has rabbit ears.
He absolutely has rabbit ears because he can't wait to spike the football when things go. But guess what? I've seen players for generations do that, and I don't hold it against him.
Oh, especially when Jalen is criticized what seems like every single day to the point where we're now criticizing how he's acting on a press conference.
I don't hold it against him at all. But when former players critique former players about how they carry themselves like after games or at a press conference, my ears do perk up a little bit more. No matter what player it is, because it was a little a spike in the football the other day.
Okay.
And anything that was being talked about and all the noise was self-created. It was not media-created. It was self-created.
Absolutely.
And not by him, by the way.
No.
He did not create the noise.
No, it was AJ and Brandon Graham. Now, our question today to start the show at 610-632-0975, why would Jalen Hurts still not get respect after last week? And I want to play something for you. We had Adam Schefter on yesterday, as we do every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Him and Doug Gottlieb kissed and made up, by the way.
Did they? That's good.
They did.
I'm glad.
I have confirmed that story.
I'm glad that Chef Lieb is still together.
Yes.
Here was Adam Schefter yesterday talking about Jalen Hurts that, if you keep on winning, you'll get the respect. And I got to question it. Go ahead.
Well, here's the deal. If they're wrapping up the number one seed and they lose them on a playoff drive that results in the Super Bowl parade, I guarantee you that Jalen Hurts is going to get all the flowers he wants. It doesn't matter whether you think people are or aren't giving him props he deserves. He's discussed as one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Okay, he's not thought of, I don't think, right now, like Mahomes or Allen or Lamar Jackson. He's probably considered a notch below. But guess what? If they're winning, his stature is going to be elevated. His respect is going to be elevated. The way people talk about him is going to be elevated.
So,
did you hear the one thing, and maybe it's be me wordsmithing?
Go ahead.
He's going to get all the accolades that he wants, and it was weird because one of the other analysts on NFL Live said the same thing. He's going to get all the praise that he desires.
Well, maybe he feels disrespected.
Okay, and maybe that's what gets him up every day.
That could be his Jordan.
That could be exactly. That could be what gets him up every
Nobody
day.
believed in me from the very beginning.
I believe that is a lot of. I believe that's a false narrative on many fronts.
Yeah, but sometimes you just need it. It could
because
be
you know
his
who believed in
driving factor.
You know who believed in you? Your teammates believe in him.
The Eagles
His teammates
drafting you
believe in him.
second round.
The Eagles believed in him in the second round when everybody else was saying third or fourth round. The Eagles believed in him when they gave him $250 million.
Right.
So the whole nobody believes in me crap, that to me is just blah blah blah.
But what's amazing to me,
and if you need, I do question people who need to make stuff up in their head to create the motivation.
Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time.
And I don't understand it.
I never want to do.
I never understood it. Like I was like, Jordan was universally received as the best.
No, I know.
And he still felt, I'm going to play the disrespect card. I don't care.
Hey, whatever works. The Chiefs are doing it this year, man.
Gosh.
Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.